I really appreciate the fact that you gave up your time and your money to get here, because I know times are tough and y'all can't. I don't have a lot to say. I just have about 5 or 6 pages. Bear with me. Becky and I, again, really appreciate y'all coming here, and I hope that you have a good time tonight. And if there's anything that isn't working out the way that you want, please let one of us know. Would you please? Okay. Everybody like the wedding reception? Yes? The bride was gorgeous, wasn't she? Josh, that rose has some thorns, buddy. What I'd like for you to do real quick is take a look around. We've got folks here from 11 states, from Florida to California. We got Ohio, we got Georgia, we got North Carolina, Virginia, we got DC. We got them from every place here today. I know. You want me to read them all, don't you? No, I ain't going to do that. But anyway, there are folks here from 11 states. And it's the thing that you probably don't know is that Beth, as she grew up, moved 14 times. Becky said it's because I work for Ford Credit. I think it just took her that long to find Josh myself. I want to tell you a few things about Beth, because I don't know that everybody knows her real well, so I'll just say a few things. She's always been a very difficult person to read. She's got a wonderful smile, great personality, but she keeps people a little bit at a distance. She's gorgeous, and she gets that from her mother. Unfortunately, she gets a lot of stuff from me too, and we'll go into that. She's played sports all of her life. I don't know whether you knew that, but she was quite a softball player and played through college. And she was also a very good high school basketball player as well. And when we moved here, in fact, we actually moved to Durant and based our move here from California based upon the sports program. So that's important for you to know how big a piece of her life sports has been. It's really shaped a lot of who she is. If you do get to know her, and I wrote just some of them, this isn't an all-inclusive list. However, she's very competitive, hard-nosed. She's driven, she's goal-oriented, loyal, tough, stubborn, opinionated, dedicated, outspoken, and right or wrong, she's incredibly passionate about the things that she believes. Okay? If any of you doubt this, just come on down, come on over to our house and play a game of euchre, and you'll find that out in short order. She does, however, have a loving, tender, and caring side, but she does her very best to hide it. And so there are probably quite a few of you that haven't seen that side, and the fortunate thing is that Josh has. And I think that that's one of her most enduring traits, and she gets a lot of that from my gorgeous wife over here. So, the nice thing about it is that I get to see more and more of that side the longer she's been with Josh. So he's had a huge impact on her in a positive way. I think that's great. Talk a little bit about Josh. Like his father before him, he was also a college athlete. Did very well. He too shares a lot of those wonderful qualities that Beth has. Okay. The other thing about him that I've noticed is he's always in a hurry. Always. You got a promotion last week, and what, Monday's the next one, or what? You can't wait. He works hard, and he does whatever is necessary to meet his goals. Again, you see the qualities that you spend a life growing up in athletics, and you can just see where that comes through. And the fortunate thing about it is they both play team sports. They know what it's like to participate in that. It's not all about me. I'll tell you just a real brief story about Josh. He told me that he wanted to talk to me a little bit about business one day. And yet he wanted to do it at 4 o'clock at Linkster's Pub. And anybody that knows Josh knows he's not a drinker. On a Sunday. And I'm going, what? I don't know. I'm not sure about this. Well, once I got there, he was nervous. He was already on his second beer, which is overload time for Josh. And he started talking a little bit about business, but then he started talking about Beth, and he said he'd never met anyone like her before, and that she was very unique, and I think that we can all agree with that. She is one of a kind. And he told me that he loved her, and he wanted to marry her, and he wanted to make her happy for the rest of her life. My response was, I looked him firmly in the eye, stared at him, and said, well, which is it? You want to marry her or make her happy for the rest of her life? He was speechless. Then he stammered. Then he muttered something about he wanted to go to the men's room. I didn't know that about. But then I actually let him off the hook, and I had a nice discussion with him. But the reason that I did that is I thought it was important for him to get a preview as to what life with Beth was going to be all about. The last thing that I would say about it is that, I've been retired. We've been here for 2.5 years, and we got to spend a lot of time with Beth and Josh. They would come over on the weekends, and we'd play cards, and we went through a lot of decks as Beth was ripping them up if she didn't win. But I've noticed them evolve together over the last 2.5 years. And that's really good to see. The one thing that I would point out to you is that being athletes, they're ultra competitive. I think that what they've learned already, and as was said previously on their 1-hour anniversary here, they've learned that being competitive is a great advantage in life. It helps you get ahead. But they've learned not to be competitive with each other. I mean, disagreements need to become arguments. And I think to learn that in such an early stage of their relationship together is wonderful. Arguments end up where there are no winners, there's just losers. And it's a valuable lesson to learn early, and I think that they've learned it well. So what I'd like for you to do is join Becky and I and raise your glasses in a toast to the new Mr. and Mrs. Josh Kaufman.